did I see that coming? Listen, derbies are derbies. We look forward to the weekend. North London derby, but did you see that coming, Gab? I thought maybe Everton could hold them to a draw, but that is an unbelievable result.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. Even at half-time, I felt that, Liverpool must-win game in their title challenge. It was over the title if they didn't win. But when you're organised, Al, and you've got men behind the ball, and you've got a threat on the counter-attack like Everton had, everyone's organised, everyone's throwing themselves in front of the ball, you make it hard. The fans were amazing as well. The Everton fans are on side. When they're on side, it's a team that are tough to beat, Everton, and they deserve to win.
And Calvert-Lewin, I'm pleased for him.
Yes.
He's had a shocker into you lately. But we know he can leap like a salmon, and he come up trumps in a big game.
It wasn't even just his goal. He probably should have scored more than one. It was his hold-up play. The ball's getting played into him. He's winning fouls. He's getting his team up the pitch. That's what Sean Dyche wants in a striker. And they just want him to be injury-free and see if he can do it for the next 3-4 games left of the season. Fingers crossed, though, and great result. Who cut your hair? Sorry, that's one of our producers. He's got a bad hair day.
No, it was. I must admit, I sat down. I thought I've got to go to bed. I can't go to bed. I've got to watch.
Do you know what I've been disappointed in? And I'm a big fan of his, Mo Salah. Recently, mate, the last 4 or 5 games looks off it. Doesn't look like he's got the pace that he's had before. His finishing's been poor. And that's crazy to ever, say anything negative about Mo Salah, but he's one I can see going in the summer out.
Well, is he going? Is Van Dijk going? Is Mo going? We know the manager's going after the match. The Reds boss, Jurgen, he was gutted, wasn't he? Told talkSPORT, Sam Matterface, that the title, I'm afraid, is now out of our hands.
If nothing horribly happens to the other 2 contenders and they start now losing 2-3 better 4 games, yeah, that's it then. But obviously we need still points to qualify for the Champions League, these kind of things, so we should keep going. I think at the moment it's absolutely right to feel massively disappointed and frustrated, clear. But from tomorrow on, because we play already on Saturday at 12:30 again, and we have to build us up. Nothing good to say about this today.
Yeah, and how do you sort of feel about that personally? How are you feeling right now?
I'm responsible for these things, for that. So that's exactly how I feel. If you watch the game, you watch the game, and then that's my team. That's my that's what I set up. So that's how you feel.
So, Gab, before we move on, it came out, or it was coming out, so they had to make a statement, Jurgen's leaving. And I thought at the time, when I heard that, I went, oh, that's not good for Liverpool.
No.
Not overall. Overall, of course, but timing, I thought, ooh, can't you just keep that quiet?
I remember us talking about it, and then we said, Al, you can go one or two ways. You either fight for your manager even more because you want him to leave with you winning the treble, double, quadruple they were in. But it's gone the opposite way. Players have started to not look at it, but I'm watching them recently, Liverpool. And I think even Trent, before they played the Carabao Cup, he said, we want to win the quadruple. We want to go for 4 trophies. Now the farewell tour of Jurgen Klopp's going to be 1 trophy and maybe finishing 3rd in the league.
So how do you see it at the moment, Gab, right? Arsenal scintillating against Chelsea. They've got to go to Tottenham at the weekend. Of course, City go to Brighton tonight, which
it can be tricky.
I'm not saying ooh, but Brighton can turn
be
it
tricky.
On,
if they turn it on and they're at it, they can make it tricky. But I just think this City team now, Al, they're out of the Champions League, concentrating on the league. And all their players have had rest when I look at Manchester City.
But what do you make of that, first of all? So Rodri was tired. De Bruyne wants to come off. Haaland wants to come off in the quarter-final Champions League. Yeah, how do you cope with that?
Yeah, I didn't understand Haaland and De Bruyne coming off. But to be fair, Haaland come off, didn't play the FA Cup. He's not available for tonight, so maybe he had an actual injury. De Bruyne might have been fatigue tight. But I just don't see Manchester City slipping up out. And I look at the weekend, Spurs have had no game for 2 weeks. They've had a good rest, tactics, rest. They're going to be fresh.
High line.
Yeah, but they're going to be fresh, Spurs. And Arsenal have had
Arsenal are ecstatic at the moment, aren't they? They're on a cloud. They're flying.
But when Spurs turn it on, Al, and they've had 2 weeks rest. They know Arsenal play. I don't see it being a straightforward win for Arsenal. So Arsenal can drop even more points. Man City have got to go to Spurs away, where that's their bogey team.
Yeah.
So there's still points to be dropped, and we said it. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Alan, we sat down here and we says it's not just going to be like win, 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 win. I says, you know what, Liverpool. You said it. You got Liverpool have got a derby game against Everton.
Yeah.
Not going to be easy. Everton are fighting to stay in the league. It's not guaranteed. 8 games to go. A couple of weeks ago. Oh, that's going to be 7 wins, 7 wins, 7 wins, and they're going to win on 1 point or goal difference. No, teams will still drop points.
So Everton now sit 8 points clear of the relegation zone in 16th place, with Premier League safety now within the reach. After the match, Jordan Pickford. Let's hear from Jordan, because he's emotional, isn't he? Let's hear what he had to say.
It's massive in the, for the points down where we are on the table. We know it's a rival, and we know it's the biggest game for the fans in the season, and we've delivered, and it's took a while. It's the first one since I've been here, the first one since 2010, so you've got to enjoy it, but we've got a bigger job on our hand, and we've just got to keep focused and keep pushing, and Saturday's a quick turnaround, and we've got to go again.
Jordan Pickford. Don't forget, Everton manager Sean Dyche, like characters and a big character, will be on the show from 9 a.m. this morning with me and Gab, so don't miss that one. We got a big last hour coming up. Elsewhere, the Chunk and Jason were back on the sports bar last night, taking your calls after the full-time whistle, and Mo, the Liverpool fan, gave the boys a ring to set them straight.
Listen to me, right? It's not over yet. You guys, why are you creating all this with these Liverpool fans and doing it up? Listen, let me tell all these Liverpool fans, it's not over yet. It's not over, Candy. And Jimmy G, your lot are going to beat Arsenal, yeah? Brighton are going to be City tomorrow night. We will win the league end of season. Don't worry about it. What's going on?
Well, you got to have optimism, haven't you? But,
I just don't see it. They're
I'd like to know who dialed the number for them.
They're 1 point above Manchester City, and Manchester City got 2 games in hand. I don't see Man City messing up in more than 1 game.
Liverpool fans want to hear from you this morning. That was a shock, wasn't it? Is that your turtle dream? Is it over? Has Klopp leaving the news that came out a few months ago had a negative effect on the players? Give us a call, 03717 22 33 Elsewhere, United had to come from behind twice. We'll talk about that in a moment, because it's 6:14.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.